Mysterious structures in the Smokies, quite literally. This is a really cool place right here. We know for a fact this is not a natural formation, and the reason that we're in the woods today is that we're searching for a sundial that my dad discovered and my mom well over a decade ago. But this is kind of off of the beaten path a little bit. I don't think very many people know about it, probably some of the park rangers. We don't know what it is. Is this a chimney? Is it a burial site? Is it a wall? I don't think so. On the other side of my dad right there is another one. So it could be two sets of chimneys. But the sundial is the most interesting part, or what we're calling a sundial is the most interesting part to me, because that means it's very, very early. We know that there was Native American history here. We know that people have been living here for over 200 years. However, this site is one that intrigues me, and you never know. If you look where we're at right now, we're surrounded by mountains and hills. We're in a flat spot, and there's a creek directly behind us, which is what the sundial is next to. So they were in a very protected spot right here from wind and harshness during the winter. And to me, this would be where I would want to build a cabin or an encampment. So we're gonna make our way towards the sundial now. We spent a few minutes earlier trying to locate it, and we think we know right where it is. We know it's right next to the creek. We remember that much. But after 10 years, there's a lot of foliage and stuff that have fell on top of it. We're pretty positive. Not to mention, there are controlled burns and wildfires that have taken place, and you never know when another hiker may have stumbled across it, and hopefully nobody's messed with it. These woods are just absolutely gorgeous though, guys. As mentioned, we are off trail, and we're not going to tell anybody exactly where we are except for the park rangers. That way nobody will come back in here and mess with this site if it's one that they do not know about. Let's see, it's right over here. It's a whole family adventure today though. Got my mom and my dad, my wife and my daughter out enjoying this beautiful weather in December in Tennessee. Really hard to beat when it's 60 degrees in December. All right, so you're gonna start to see more rocks as we get closer to the creek. But the site that I'm about to show you is one that has intrigued us for a decade. I guess what they call it on Oak Island is a feature. I'm just gonna call it a pile of rocks for now, but I'm gonna try to show y'all, if the sun cooperates here in a minute, why I think this right here is a sundial. So let's uncover these rocks. All right, we raked a bunch of the leaves back. Me and Mom and Miranda did, just to give y'all a better shot. These rocks have not been moved for a long time. You can tell by the moss that's on them. That's what makes us think that this wasn't done by just some random hiker, unless it's been 40, 50 years ago with the amount of moss that's on it. You can see the fern growing around it. It's pretty neat though. I don't know. With that center point, we've always thought sundial. You can kind of see the shadow being cast over here. What time is it right now?
Let me take a picture from up above. It is 12:36.
It's 12:36. So if that's 12 o'clock up there, is that due north?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, you can see that point, which would be due north, which would be 12 o'clock. Who knows? It could be a sundial.
Because see where the moss is on these sides.
Yeah, north side of the trees where the moss is. That would be due north where the shadow's pointing right now. And with it being right at lunchtime, that would make perfect sense. Could have been an early way to tell time. Here's a rock wall as well. Could just be an early settler site. It's really hard to say. Look at that right there, guys. This was not in a national park. I would die to metal detect here.
Well, that's cool.
That is cool, isn't it? Somebody a long, long time ago built that. All right, guys, we covered it back up with leaves just to keep people that are walking by, hopefully to not pay attention to it. The only trail that's close to here is up there about another 50 yards on the other side of the bank. The only reason my dad found this was he was following a giant buck to get some good pictures of it and stumbled across it. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think it is? Is it a sundial? Is it just a weird feature? Is it something that natives used or early settlers were at a complete loss? We would love to hear from you guys below.